Hi guys, today's story is from Genesis, from the very first book of the Bible. And if you watched Pastor Paul preach, he talked about this story. Most of you know this story. It's the story of Joseph, and there are a lot of pieces of this story. But we're just going to look at a short reminder of what happened in the story today. And I'm going to read to you out of a children's Bible where they have called this story The Forgiving Prince. Jacob had 12 sons, but of all his sons, Joseph was his favorite. One day, Jacob gave Joseph a splendid new robe. It was beautiful and rich with all the colors of the rainbow, but it made Joseph's brothers jealous. They wanted rich rainbow robes too. And then to make matters worse, Joseph kept on having these special dreams. I dreamed I was the greatest. I was the king, Joseph told his brothers. And you all bowed down to me. Now I'm sure you know, even if Joseph didn't, that telling your brothers things like that is not a very good idea. Joseph's brothers hated him even more. They wanted to kill Joseph and his dreams. One day, that's exactly what they tried to do. They tore Joseph's rainbow robe off of him and sold him to some slave traders for 20 pieces of silver. The traders took Joseph to Egypt and made him into a slave. The brothers went home and lied to their father, telling him that Joseph was dead. That's the end of the dreamer, they thought, but they were wrong. God had a magnificent dream for Joseph's life, and even when it looked like everything had gone wrong, God would use it to help make the dream come true. God would use everything that was happening to Joseph to make something good. Meanwhile, things were not looking good for Joseph in Egypt. He was far from home and from his dad. And then he got blamed for something he didn't do, and even though he'd done nothing wrong, he was punished and thrown in jail. But God had not left Joseph. One night, Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, had a scary dream about thin cows gobbling up fat cows. What on earth did it mean? He did not know. But Joseph was a dream expert, so Pharaoh sent for him. It means a famine is coming, Joseph explained, and there will not be enough food. Pharaoh was so pleased by Joseph's skill that he immediately took Joseph out of jail and made him a prince. Now back home, Joseph's brothers had run out of food, and everyone was hungry. God's special family was in danger. If they didn't get food soon, they would starve to death. So Joseph's brothers traveled to Egypt to buy food. They came and knelt before the new prince. The brothers did not know that this prince was Joseph, but Joseph knew who they were. In Joseph's dreams about one of his brothers bowing down to him was coming true. "It's me," Joseph cried. And then when we saw it was Joseph, his brothers were afraid. They had wronged Joseph, they had sinned, and they knew it. Now Joseph would certainly punish them. But Joseph looked at his brother, and his eyes filled with tears. Even though his brothers had hurt him and hated him and wanted him dead, in spite of everything, he couldn't stop loving them. His heart, which had been broken, filled with love, and Joseph forgave them. He threw his arms around them and said, "Don't be afraid. Behind what you were doing, underneath everything that was happening, God was doing something good. God was making everything right again." Joseph didn't punish them. He rescued them. He brought God's special family to live safely with him in Egypt. I wonder if you have ever been jealous of a brother or a sister. I wonder how it made you jealous. And how did that feel? I wonder how you think Joseph felt when his brother betrayed him and sold him into slavery. When Joseph was a slave, he was scared and alone, but he committed himself to working hard. I wonder if you have ever felt scared or alone. What are some things you can do to be brave like Joseph when you feel that way? And if you were Joseph, I wonder what you would have done when you saw your brothers. Would you have been able to forgive them like Joseph did?